Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I want to discuss the difference between homeschooling and mainstream. And I can only go on my experience. So I'll tell you a little bit about my schooling and then my experiences with homeschooling, and we'll go from there. So I've only been to 3 mainstream schools, so I haven't got much to go on either, but I did kindergarten and half of year 1 at Burke Public School, which is an outback rural community. It was a very good school, very small, but I don't remember. I remember my teachers, I remember the bully, of course, and I remember when I got in trouble of my olds, not the school. So that's not really much to compare at all. But in year 1, halfway through, roundabout, we moved to Lake Macquarie, more coastal, and I went to Morisset Primary. Best school you could ever ask for. I loved it. At the time I hated it, but now I think back and it was a really good school. The teachers cared. You weren't just a number. They had activities for all different types of kids. If you were the sporty type, we had a sports store, or we could hire out sports equipment at lunchtime because it was sitting there not getting used, so they let us use it. Yeah, I was only ever in 1 composite class, and that was in year 6. My mum did not like composite classes, but my teacher in year 6, there was only like 12 year 5 kids in the whole class, and he treated us all as equal. It was a really good class. Loved it. The same with high school. The teachers were there for you. Even the office ladies, they were really compassionate, they were really nice, they were cool, they were down to earth. And we had a really mad vice principal too, which doesn't go astray. In high school, I used to go to all the socials. I felt welcome. Socials meaning discos. Yeah, it's okay, they didn't care if you didn't do the work, because in the end that was on you. If you didn't want to do it, you're the one that's going to be left behind. They were there for you if you wanted to catch up. If you thought, oh, I'm too cool for this, and then decided, oh, I better do the work, they were there for you. They really let us kids make our own choices. It was like they'll stand behind us all the way, but let us go. Let us choose if we wanted to excel. They were there. If we wanted to just get by, they were there. It was amazing. And when I look back, I hated school at the time. I hated school, but I look back and yes, school is the most important time of your life. I wish I could go back and do it all again, just for the social life. Our teachers were our friends. We didn't really see them as teachers, although we did, but they were more than just teachers. So, but then homeschool. the structure is a lot different. Like, literal lessons are only 3 hours a day. Who can complain? Kids that don't like school, okay. But then you need the social life too. But then you talk to the kids in the class anyway. But there's no face-to-face interaction. So while the 3 hours a day I do like the Queensland Education Department's homeschooling system. I'll advocate for it, hands down. Like, DJ his mind runs, so he's got to be on the ball. If you can keep him on the ball, you could do all day with him. But I don't know. I do love mainstream if you can get into a good school. It really depends, when it all comes down to it, on the teachers. DJ did have a good homeschooling year 3 teacher. He actually got along with her. She got along with him. But now this year is just like rewind and start again, because he's been changed around his classes a lot too. As with mainstream, they do that as well. I didn't find it when I was a kid, but I found in Queensland schools, they let the class start the year and then work out whether the class is going to work or not. So for different personalities, yes, homeschool. If your mind does not agree with the mainstream prorata, strata, whatever you want to call it, like, if DJ was kept on the ball at mainstream, he'd be excelling. He is a smart boy, but because they're so slow, because they've got so many kids to work with, you can't help that. And I'm convinced a lot of teachers do not understand autism, which needs to be some learning curves for teachers. I'm still learning autism, you know. So it really depends on the child. If you're considering taking your child out of mainstream and putting them through homeschooling, ask yourself a few home truths. Do they need that break away from people? Could they benefit from the break? Could it be a downfall away from people? Like, they talk to the kids and they talk to the teacher in class, but that face-to-face contact is important too. You've got to look at the curriculum of the homeschool, which I didn't do, and I'm sorry now. The homeschool curriculum, I think, is a bit slower than mainstream. Mainstream, you can do art, you can do crafts, you can have free time. That's not part of homeschool. That's by the curriculum. So you've got to consider all that play type learning, and they don't get that through homeschool. So it's sort of, it's hard to say, because some kids excel at homeschool, some kids excel at mainstream. So So it's, yeah, a bit of a muchness. So you have to just do a bit of soul searching and think to yourself, does my son or daughter need the mainstream basis? Does my kid need the homeschool basis? So I like both. For me, mainstream all the way. But for special needs kids, yeah, still each and every different kid's different. If your child is going to excel at homeschooling and not at mainstream, there you go. You got your answer. If your kid's going to excel at mainstream and not homeschool, there you go. You got your answer. So you've got to work out the personality of each and every different child. So that's all I can really say. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.